Hello mathematicians, it's Miss Armgart back with another instructional video. Today we are going to use ratios to make a comparison between different rates. So first, let's review what we've already done. So in road trip ratio, we were looking for how many eggs can they eat each day, how many cups of coffee, how many creamers. So we got 36 eggs divided by 6 mornings, 36 cups of coffee divided by 6 mornings, and 54 coffee creamers divided by 6 mornings. So the amount for each of those is per morning. So we are trying to get down to one day, one morning, per one thing. So that's per one for each of those per morning. This is important because that is a unit rate. So the rate is 36 eggs for every 6 mornings. It's a ratio, it's a rate. They mean almost the same thing. When we talk about unit rate, we want for every one something. So we want eggs per one morning. We want miles per 1 hour. So this equation here just shows you the basics. So A and B can be any number and any quantity, but you want per B. How many A's per B? If you have a bowl of apples and bananas, how many apples for every one banana? So you are going to divide everything by B. Whatever you do to one part of the rate or ratio, you have to do to the other. Whatever you do to the denominator, the numerator. Because B divided by B will always give you 1, and then A divided by B will give you that unit rate. So let's look at an example, because A's and B's are kind of confusing. So a family was on vacation. They traveled 150 miles in 3 hours. So that's their rate. But we want to know, what's their unit rate? Remember, unit rates have a denominator of 1. And since it is 150 miles in or per 3 hours, since hours is the last part, that's going to be per 1 hour. It's just the denominator is always the second part of your ratio. So we have it set up here in miles per hour, miles divided by hours. So 150 miles in 3 hours. We need to divide by 3. So just like we show up top, you divide by the denominator. Our denominator is 3. You divide by 3 and you get 50 miles in 1 hour, 50 miles per hour. That is our unit rate. The 150 miles per 3 hours is our rate. So the rate can have any denominator. The unit rate must have a denominator of 1. It must be per 1 something. Nelson and Jimbo left their houses to meet at the library. They are exactly the same distance from the library. So if Nelson travels at a rate of 20 miles in every 2 hours, Jimbo travels at 6 miles in half an hour, who's going to arrive at the library first? Well, we have our rates. Now we need to get our unit rate. So first, find your rate. You'll see here we've put in Nelson is 20 miles in every 2 hours. So this is our A and our B. Well, we need to get from 2 hours to 1 hour, so we are going to divide by 2. Whatever we do to the denominator, we also do to the numerator. So 20 divided by 2 will give us 10 miles per hour. So Nelson was going 10 miles per hour. For 1 hour, he goes 10 miles. Well, what's Jimbo's rate? Jimbo is going 6 miles in half an hour. So remember back to fractions, we have 3 divided by 1/2 is the same as 3 times 2. 3 divided by 1/2 is the same as 3 times 2 because when we KFC, we keep flip change, that becomes 3 multiplied by 2 first, 2 over 1. So when we look here at Jimbo's, it has the multiplication because we're dividing by half, which means we are going to multiply by 2. So in order to get to that 1 hour, if we have 1/2 times 2 over 2, or 1. So we're going to multiply this by 2, and 6 times 2 is 12. So who's going to get there first? Jimbo's going to get there first because his unit rate of 12 miles per hour is faster than 10 miles per hour. All right, folks, this is the end of our video. Don't forget to create an example based on the vocabulary words down here. And until next time, happy